testing the sound real quick. So I can, you know, see if it's good. Hey! Who goes there? Let's see here. Alright, so, to my note, what's going on here? Wait. Shit. What's going on? Okay. Alright, I don't know if this is streaming or not. Usually there's like a little thing telling me, but we'll find out. So, to my knowledge, of course this game came out like literally yesterday, and of course there's probably going to be some newer players coming along. So I thought I'd make this video as sort of a guide to stream this as a sort of a guide. That way people can get the gist of how to get through the first few areas that you go through after you get to the dilapidated temple, which is this place. Pretty nice. So I'm gonna just show you the ropes, and I'll just show you a few things about the game that'll get you through the area. So here we go. Stealth is actually really useful in this game. It can usually doing like a death strike, or I call it that, is actually called a death blow. But using those to your advantage from higher places is actually really good. So here's an example of it right here. Now that little white dot, whenever it turns red, that means you can do a death blow. And bam. Just like that. So, and then you can go up here afterwards, and you can climb up here, and you can fight this guy, or you can wait. I suggest waiting for him to go on by. But if you really want to learn the combat, I suggest fighting just a little bit so you can get the hang of things. This guy will walk up there, and you'll actually get enough time to probably do a death strike if right? Yeah. Sometimes he'll stand around here, or walk this way. So that'll give you a chance to actually jump down on him. Alright, so you want to climb up here. When you do, that guy, he has a matchlock, or a rifle. So you really want to take him out first. No one else is that important but him, because he has a faster attack whenever you're going to grab somebody. So get rid of him, and then you go against this guy. The third guy over to my left, all the way out into the grass and everything, won't come up here unless he's actually seen you, which he hasn't seen me yet. You'll probably get suspicious, but nothing too serious. So deflect 2 of his attacks in order to stop him, and then you can do a death blow right then and there. If you see, there he is over there, and he still hasn't noticed. So we're going to wait for him to turn around. And when he does, we're going to go into the bushes, and we're going to go and sneak attack. And when we do, is he going to turn around? He's going to turn around like this. There he goes. Okay. So we go down in here, sneak on by. Everything's all a-okay. So far, so good. You don't want to move too fast because they will notice you if you move too a little fast and everything like that. Or if that yellow triangle went above his head. That means that he was getting a little suspicious. Alright, so, right here, this is where a bunch of dogs are. Now, you usually will be able to trigger one of them at a time. So, you get this one first. Sometimes he'll come after you when you're fighting the guys over there. And if you have the shuriken, just do that. It's as simple as that. There's a idol over there just in case you need it. Alright. Oh god, what am I doing? Alright, I'm gonna try to deflect him because if you deflect him, it's an instant. There we are. That's what you get. So, after you do that, oh god, let me just try to move my thing on the screen over here. So you can kind of sit here and think about resting and all that is, of course, when you rest, all the enemies and all that will respawn, but you get all your health back, and any sort of items that you have in storage and you used any will be put into your inventory. Now, this is where you get the shurikens, the loaded shuriken that I used against the wolves and everything. Now, over there will usually be a samurai, and what you gotta do about him is that I suggest sneaking behind him and jumping down, doing a death blow so you can get the first strike out of the way. And then afterwards, you can't just drop back into stealth and do it again because it'll come back. And then you're gonna have to fight him. Now, what I've learned is that, yes, his attacks are really strong and everything, but they seem to really like doing the sweep attack, which you gotta jump, and if you hit X and kick him in the face, it'll do some posture damage, which is enough, and all that, which is really good. This guy is a dick. Alright, so that's what you do there. There's 3 guys who always go around that way. You could wait for them to go by, or you can just hurry up and attack them, which is what I'm going to do right now. So, just remember that Wolf is actually quite capable of taking out multiple targets at once. As long as you know what you're doing. Alright, so, you don't want to get into a confined space when you're fighting these two. Because they are, whatever. Yeah, you notice. So deflects are really important. This guy you can just straight up attack. The guy with the hat, however, you actually got to deflect a little bit. See? This guy, he just kind of walks around way behind everyone else. So you could take out the matchlock guy and then wait for this dude to come on by. Come here. I want to say something to you. There we go. 2 deflects, and that's it. So you really kind of want to play defensive with the ones with the hats, and a little bit aggressive with the ones with just a sword. And that. Matchlock. Alright, now that guy over there, you could stealth kill him. It's a lot easier to do it like that. Crap. Oh god, he sees me. Oh god, he sees me. Oh god. Okay. We just gotta be really careful here, because he is strong. Alright, what we're gonna want to do... Oh, I'm so sad in my miserable big hammered life. Alright, you want to take this guy out first. Alright, so this guy, of course, play defensive, do deflex, and use a piece of cake. Ow. Of course, hit him a few times if you really want to get his posture down. This guy is completely oblivious most of the time, so you can just rope up behind him. He will kind of notice, but not in time, though. Not in time. So, now that that area is completely done, this is kind of more of an EXP thing, in case you really want to do some grinding. This will help you figure things out. And, you know, really help you kind of get along with the place and all that. Which is alright. So, this is, like I said, more of a guide and less sort of like everything else. Just a little bit. Now, this guy will tell you about Mother, literally right over there. He's blind and everything, and he can't move and all that. She gives you like a bell that you have to give to Buddha at the Buddha statue back at the dilapidated temple. And after that, you just kind of sort of go into like this, like the past, sort of. I'm sorry for spoilers and everything, but in other words, it just helps you unlock a new area. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because spoilers. I know that kind of like I kind of did something really bad there in saying that it was in the past and everything. I apologize because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that people don't want spoilers sometimes. So excuse me for that. I'm sorry. So there's like 3 guys down there. Of course, you take out the first one like I did. This guy over here has a cannon that will probably one-shot you if you go a little early in the game, because I actually upgraded my health and posture and everything not too long ago, and you know, usually that cannon will one-shot you, so be careful. And if you get here... Now, after that, there's 3 guys, 1 there and 2 there. So what you want to do is you want to, of course, do this. And then after you get him, you just run on him out. That way, nothing bad happens to you. And then, if you just angle a little bit, you can grab onto this, and you can stealth kill him, or death blow. And then you go on down, get him. Now, if you didn't take out the first guy at the gate, he won't notice you until you run up in front of him. And you probably won't do that because you're smart, right? He usually deflects that attack, so be careful. You know what? I'm gonna try to... Ow. Should have paid attention. Oh, get him. There we are. That was a little rough at the end. I kind of wanted to use the firecracker because I just got it recently. I just kind of started to use it a little bit. So, excuse me if I kind of mess up using it. I'm not super good at the game. I'm only showing you how to get through some of the parts of it. Now this area, that little rooster over there isn't that hard, of course. If you have, like, the Breath of Life skill, like I do, he is kind of useful for getting some health back if you're trying to run away and you have a little bit of, like, a little bit of health and you don't want to use an item. Of course, there's this thing here, rest, that way we can get our health back, but also it kind of restores the enemies. This is actually a pretty good grinding spot for skill points and all that, because it's alright. It's okay. So you want to sneak around, because those 2 guys are over there. Now, another thing about this area that you won't be able to see, because I already went through it, is the fact that there's an ogre over there. Now, if anybody doesn't know this, he has red eyes, and red-eyed enemies do not like fire at all. They hate it. So you'll probably have the flame vent from the place that you went to whenever you gave the bell to the Buddha statue. The other area, in other words. And then afterwards, you can kind of, you get 2 prosthetic tools from that place alone. And, you know, I think, yeah, it's 2. It's 2. So, like I said, there's an ogre there, but up there, there's a guy with a lance. And if you have the counter, this, I can't say it. This guy's pretty much a piece of cake. I used the wrong... I'm so bad at it. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you it there. I kind of did do the timing a lot. I didn't do very good with the timing there. The ninja hunter, or the shinobi hunter, if you know, kind of... You've probably heard of him, maybe. Yeah, he uses a lance, and a lot of his attacks are thrust attacks, so be careful. Now here... On your first way through, you really want to stealth this part. And when I say really, you really want to stealth. Because there's actually, there's a big samurai guy, like the first one before. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, the samurai guy that I was talking about earlier, he was kind of like a lesser version, but the one that's here, kind of goes by the same rules, but I think he might have a little more vitality. I'm not exactly sure. Now, with this guy, the guy over there, he has a matchlock, so what you want to do is you kind of want to throw this. And get him to look away. Or not. Alright, fine. Completely fine. So what you can do is that you can kill him, drop back into stealth maybe, if you're lucky enough to do so. Alright, by the way, this is not how you get through this area. This is like the worst possible thing you can do in this area. Trust me. Just don't do what I do and everything will be fine. If you have the firecracker, it'll be a lot useful for these guys because stunning these people, keeping them from doing damage, is very good. God, I am so sorry. Use this. Get that done. There we go. Now, what you're supposed to do through this area... Oh god, there's still 2 of them left. What you're supposed to do through this area is that you're supposed to get the guy to look away, and then you can hang on this ledge and wait for either someone to come on by, or you can kind of shimmy along. Hold on. Oh, perfect. You are such an idiot. Are you gonna... Come here. He doesn't seem to be going towards the edge as much as I need him to. They gotta be really close in order for you to do it. So... Really? That's so dumb. Alright. I guess what we gotta do here is we just kinda gotta... This is a little odd sometimes. Oh my god, that guy claims. Oh, is that what's keeping them so suspicious? There. Alright. So like I said, don't do what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry that this is a little bad. Because recently, I already kind of beat the guy, but what you really want to do is that you want to stealth through this as much as you possibly can, because fighting all of these... Ow. God, I am so... That guy Klein is so damn annoying. Oh, it looks so weird. Are you gonna fight me? No? Okay. Again, apologies. Now, as for the next area, I do not know how to get by. So I am actually really sorry about that, because I used the only item that was going to save me in that situation, and I used it, and then the guy instantly killed me. Because later on, right after this, you're going to have to fight Headless. Now, he's sort of like a mini-boss or something. And... you know, he takes 2 strikes to kill, but he's like a ghost, sort of. And you can't hurt him unless you use that item. And I used it, and I went to go attack him, but he straight up disappeared. And he just straight up Omaiwa Mu Shindaru me, just disappeared, came back, literally one-shot me, and then left to go do whatever he was doing. And yes, I know about the whole resurrection thing, but I think that if you die and you resurrect, you lose the status effect. So I couldn't really do anything. Either way. I don't think. I don't know. I haven't used an item like that in Guide before, so. You can only have 5 on you at once. I'm just kind of messing around here, because this is about as far as I'm going to go right now. I could show you guys the other area, but that's spoiled right now. So, like, apologies and everything. So I guess that's kind of it. Those are, like I said, the first few areas in the game, and, you know, just to help new players get around and know what they're doing whenever they go on by. Now, the firecrackers, I'll actually tell you where to get those right now. The Shinobi firecracker. If you go around here, here, let me just go to find him. So you run around. This is actually going to help you in the future, because like I did stun those guys all at once. It has a wide area. And it straight up scares beasts, like wolves and shit. Excuse me. And stuff. You know, they get really scared by it. So, they really don't like it. So what you gotta do is you gotta go around here. What you do is that, he's over there. If you kind of see like a black thing, that's him. That's where he is. I think his name's Robert. Again, sorry. My sister keeps coming in, and I just kind of want to mute it because she comes in to talk to me sometimes. Anyway, so this guy, of course, is back, and blah blah blah. If you rest, then you know they all come back. It's like a bonfire, Dark Souls. Blah 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 blah. You get it. Yeah, all right. You kind of figured that out. If you've ever played Dark Souls, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now this guy, he won't notice you if you really run. He'll be like really close to noticing you, but not entirely. See, this is what you do if you go through this area backwards. Oh, ceramic shards. I really like those. They help. So, alright, let's see. Like I said, going through this area backwards and everything is a little different and having to use different tactics. Sorry. Than usual. Those guys won't move. As a matter of fact, they'll actually move in the opposite direction than what they would usually do. Instead, they went this way instead of going that way. If you know what? Huh? Are you? Oh no. Oh god. I am a little stupid right now. Alright, so yeah, fighting 3 enemies at once isn't what you want to do. Alright, this is going to be a piece of cake. I'll make sure I don't make the matchlock guy aware because he'll actually start doing cover fire. Now these guys can't actually deflect your attacks. Except this. Oh shit, they did. Now the thrust attack, they can't block it. They can deflect it though. Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? What did I do? What did I do? Oh god, he's shooting. Okay. I know what's happening now. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wait here until he gets close. God, he always gets the second one. I never noticed that. Alright, so we're gonna kind of wait here for a second. What? Alright. Hi. You wanna throw rocks at me, dude? Really? No. I say no. Nay, I say. Alright, great guy. Okay. Deflecting this guy is something that you really want to do, but I haven't done it timing yet, so be careful. The guy over there is haha, iframe. God. Oh, by the way, guarding, or blocking in this game will make it so your posture damage decreases a lot faster, actually. Now, another thing, the lower your health, the harder it is to manage your posture. That goes for the enemies, too. So remember that. a little hard to fight this guy up here, so we're going to want to move this way. Just kind of wait for him a bit. He's slow. Oh my god, is he... Oh my god! You've got to be kidding. Oh, he drops pellets. Oh god, I can't believe that actually happened. Well, y'all know what to do with him. There's an attack that he has where he slams the ground a bunch of times and he goes to do a sweep attack, jump over it, hit him in the face, and if he breaks posture, then you don't have to worry about doing it more than once, because, as usual, you know, if it doesn't have the little red marks on it, then he doesn't need any sort of stuff. Now, I think it's a little easier to get through this area with the wolves than it is, like, this way than it is for the other. Okay, so that's what happens when you scare beasts. So the firecracker is, yes, useful. That's great. Alright, now that I know that, cool. And if you've noticed, going through this area, okay, this is kind of still the same, though. You go for the matchlock guy, and then you go for the guy over there, blah, blah, blah. But if you notice, it's a little different tactics than you would use whenever you're going through it like I did first. A little weird, right? He's gonna fall off the cliff, watch. Off he goes. So this guy's still the same. You can run, and like, if you have the ability, you can slide into the grass, you know, make yourself look like a badass. It's a little faster to get into it, too, so... Wow, that was easy. Now, you can, I think you can actually go up and grab the guy from here. Of course you can. I mean, look at this. Yeah, of course you can. I was about to say, or not. Alright, well, I fucked up. It's okay. There we go. So, if you've noticed, or not if you've noticed, but as you see, it's a little different going back than it is going forward. It gets a little easier and easier over time and all that. Kind of like, you know, Kid Icarus games from what I've heard. Like, way back when, Kid Icarus is all like, you know, you start off in hell, and the higher you go, it actually gets easier. I'm not exactly sure how true that is, but... Anyway, that's Sekiro in the first few areas of the game. So, hopefully, y'all... Or, well, one right now, but... Anybody who watches this, hopefully y'all enjoy it, and hopefully it helps you more than anything. There's probably better guides out there and everything that'll teach you more about what enemies drop, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know that. I'm just someone who kind of wants to, you know, share what I learned. So, I guess, good? Alright, well, I guess that's kind of it. Well, hopefully you learned a lot through this magical journey. Sorry. Magical journey, and everything's all good and all that, because I sure learned something. And hopefully you'll have a good old day and night, or wherever you are, I don't know. So, that's about it for now. So, well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.